Welcome back to Fire to Fork, and welcome to, I just love this farm. It's my mate's farm. Sinclair, thank you very much for letting me use it. It's a freezing cold day. I woke up this morning and you know the feels like temperature on the thing, on your weather app, it said -1.5 and I felt that, and it was frosty on the ground, and I'm wearing boots because I couldn't deal with it because I live in WA and I'm not used to. I can deal with cold ground. I can't deal with icy, wet, soaking wet, semi-frozen grass. So that's my limit apparently. Anyway, we are going to make miso chicken, which is one of my favourite dishes. It's a real regular at our place. I've actually filmed this before, but I didn't like the camera angles. Filmed it, edited, threw it in the bin. Anyway, so we are going to make this again for the millionth time in my normal life. The reason it's such a regular thing for us is because it's completely gluten-free if you use the correct mirin, and that's pretty easy to find. Just find a gluten-free mirin, and if you can't find a gluten-free mirin for some reason, find some sake and some sugar actually. Okay, now let's just get out the stuff to marinate this chicken in first. This is how interchangeable they are. I don't know if you can see this, but sweet sake for cooking, also mirin. So that shows you kind of how interchangeable mirin and sake are. That you can, the same thing will have two. Look, it says it actually on the back here, sweet sake for cooking, manjo mirin. Oh, it's actually got quite a lot of alcohol in it. Didn't expect that. 13.5 to 14.4%. There you go. So if you're allergic to alcohol, probably don't get that. If you're allergic to, I don't know, you have to look it up about mirin normally. Okay, so we want some miso paste. So this is a great substitute for like teriyaki. It's a different flavour, but if you like that sweet teriyaki, salty sort of flavour, you'll love this. So I want about 200 grams of miso paste, which is going to be the rest of the miso paste. So it's about 9:30 in the morning. I got up at 7:30 and I was like, oh yeah, cool, I'll do this recipe for brekkie. It'll be lovely. And yeah, I'm a big pansy, so I didn't. Now I need to check my own recipe on my phone. 120 mils of mirin. Now, I don't have a measuring thing. Half a cup of mirin. That's actually something I need to change on that recipe. Make it half a cup, not 120 mils. Because who the hell knows what 120 mils is in the bush? Should have just done this all in the bloody miso thing, shouldn't I? Was stupid. And some sugar. Tablespoon of sugar. I just do, by the way, the reason I just do this with my finger is because I know how much it should be. I know roughly what a tablespoon looks like, and it always looks like more when you do it, just pour it in. But also it just means I don't dirty anything. The reason I use these uninsulated cups, these are a little bare bones one, is for exactly what I'm about to do now. I'm going to put this by the fire to warm it up. Grab a log so it kind of sits up. Now, I'm not trying to cook this, I'm just trying to get the lumps out of it, and a bit of heat helps with that. Also, if you're just doing this on a gas burner earlier, before you've got a fire going, just put the cup on the gas burner. Or you can do this in a pot. I could have just used a small pot for this, to be honest. Right. So now we want to marinate this chicken. So we're going to marinate this for somewhere between, you can do it for anywhere from like half an hour through to, I probably wouldn't go like overnight. I'm just going to do enough for today. Ooh, actually, I'll probably just use this. Give it a little rinse out. We want to get about kind of a quarter of that onto there. Just enough to give it a coating. Because I'm only going to do this for about half an hour, 45 minutes, I am not going to put it in the fridge. All right, happy with that. You obviously want to keep that separate to that because we're going to use this later on. Put it there and we'll come back in a little bit. Actually, something I will quickly do while I'm waiting for that is put some rice on to soak. You don't have to soak your rice, but it does help. So 1 cup of sushi rice. I always use sushi rice for Japanese meals. It's no more difficult to cook, but it just kind of feels right. But use whatever rice you've got. You don't have to use sushi rice. I just always carry 2 types. I'm going to give it a quick rinse. Bloody hell. This one doesn't drain as well as my old one. That's my smoke alarm. Door open, just put fresh wood on the fire, smoking a bit. Better go and turn that off. I'd love to tell you that's the first time that's happened. It's the third. Okay, 2 rinses because I got lots of water. But if you're low on water, 1 rinse is fine. You can probably rinse it with like 1 cup of water. Then I'm just going to get the correct amount of water. Just 1.5 cups to 1 cup. And leave that to the side. All right, let's get this rice on. It'll take about 20 minutes kind of thing. That is going to need a glove. By the way, if you're ever wondering what these gloves are, they're the Fighter Fork gloves. They're a smelting glove, not a standard welding glove. So they're the best quality fire gloves I've come across. I came across them about 4 years ago, and then I had them specially made in nice camp colours for people to use because they're the best ones. I was going through a set of gloves every 6 weeks, and these are these for 4 years without wearing through a pair. All right, let's get this chicken on the heat. These are skinless, boneless chicken thighs, by the way. You want this to all be sort of equal thickness, so any bits that are a bit thicker, just kind of tear them off or squish them or whatever. Don't worry, I'm washing my chopping board. Oh, and by the way, wooden chopping boards, really good for raw chicken and stuff like that. A lot of people go for plastic. There's no evidence to suggest that plastic is any better. In fact, compared to a hardwood, it's proven to be worse for what's the name? Cleanliness or whatever. That's fine to use again right now. Bit of cucumber. I haven't seen the comments from last week's video because I haven't put it out yet because this is a few weeks ahead. But we'll see what happens when people see the cucumber thing I did. That's looking pretty good. You know, I said bring a glove. That would have been clever. All absorbed. So I'll just leave that, stir it up, fluff it. Shouldn't be stuck to the bottom, just not. and you just leave that. You want this on sort of a medium kind of heat. And when I say medium heat, I've got a guide to this in my book, but that means 6 seconds from where it is. So you can hold your hand 15 centimeters above it for 6 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's probably a little bit too hot because that was a bit hard to do. So what I'll do, spread some other logs out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's about right, actually. All right, let's get this off the heat. It's nicely browned up. I'm not even going to check the internal temperature because that's been cooking for about 20 minutes, so I know it's good on like a good heat. Okay. Feels good. Now, why do I use chicken tenderloins, not chicken breast? Simple. It's got more fat, it's got more flavor. You know that dry, nearly like squeaky chicken? I just have such an aversion to that. And breast has like no fat content. Look, you can use breast if you like. Some people actually like dry chicken. I know it's like just, they feel that tender chicken tastes undercooked. That's what some people find. I do not find that at all. I find tender chicken delicious. But yeah, some people, their whole lives they've had dry chicken. So for them, it's actually quite intimidating to have tender chicken because it tastes like it's raw to them. And that's fine. You eat what you're comfortable with. I get that. I don't experience it, but I understand it from a logical perspective. Now, when you're plating this up, better rice, then sauce underneath the chicken. That means it soaks into the rice nicely. Be generous with the sauce. Chicken. Some cucumber. Maybe I can do double gratuitous B-roll. I'll do this one and last time's one. Gratuitous B-roll time. Oh, bloody one time I don't time an awning down and there's some wind. Crap, just gonna do one big one in the middle. Oh, and of course I took the drill bit out. Never take the drill bit out. Can't believe that. Okay, let's try this. Delicious. It's creamy, salty, bit sweet. I love the way the sauce soaks into the rice. Freshened up a lot by the cucumber. The more blackened the bits, the better. Now, it's time. 5 to 11 for science. Yeah, it's really good. Weirdly, even though it's got a little bit sweet, it goes really well with beer. Excellently with beer. I can't stop eating it. I just love Japanese food, and particularly the kind of grilled Japanese food I really love. Like anything done on charcoal or hibachis and that kind of thing, just really does it for me. There's also absolutely no reason you couldn't do this on a gas barbecue, but it will taste better over charcoal or firewood. Thank you so much for watching. I'm absolutely going to nail this. Breakfast of champions. See you in the next one.